Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to Texmaco Rail and Engineering Limited Q3 and FY25 earnings conference call hosted by ICICI Securities. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance in the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then zero on your touch-tone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Abhijit Singh from ICICI Securities. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. Singh.
Thank you. On behalf of ICICI Securities, I welcome you all to the Q3 FY25 earnings conference call of Texmaco Rail and Engineering Limited. Today, we have with us from the management, Mr. Indrajit Mukherjee, ED and Vice Chairman, Mr. Sudipta Mukherjee, MD, Mr. Hemant Bhavania, the CFO. I now hand over the call to the management for opening comments, post which we will host the Q&A session. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. This is Indrajit Mukherjee, the Executive Director and the Vice Chairman, and want to compliment you on the day of the Vasant Panchami. I hope today is the day, so it's a celebration all over in West Bengal. On this happy note, I would like to take the pleasure of welcoming you to our Q3 financial year 25 earnings discussion. I hope by this time you had the opportunity to review our financial results and the earning presentation, which has been made available to stock exchange on last Friday. Texmaco delivered a stable performance this quarter, navigating various operational challenges while maintaining a business momentum. Texmaco recorded a revenue of 1,326 crores in the quarter with an EBITDA of 139 crores, which reflects a 10.5% margin. PAT stood at 76 crores with a margin of 5.8%. For the first 9 months of FY25, revenue from operations reached 3,766 crores, driven by consistent flow of order and execution in the key segments. EBITDA for this period of 9 months was 411 crores, which translated into close to 11% margin, while PAT stood at 210 crores, reflecting a 5.6% margin. The performance highlights our continued momentum across its business segments, driven by operational efficiencies and favorable market dynamics, and also a strong presence in the market. In Q3 FY25, we delivered 2,714 freight cars, marking a 54.6% YOY growth compared to same period last year when we did 1,756 freight cars. Our cumulative deliveries for the first 9 months of FY25 stood at 8,015 freight cars, reflecting a 70% increase from the same period last year. This growth reaffirms our strong manufacturing capabilities and our ability to cater to the rising demand of freight cars. I apologize for the disconnection. I don't know how it happened, but I thought we are in the age of supreme technology, so in the communication field, but I don't know, maybe AI had created some problem. So I would not start from the beginning, I hope, so I will start from where I ended. So the performance in Q3 FY25 was slightly lower than Q2 FY25. So Q3 was a slightly tad lower than Q2, and I think we owe an explanation. And this happened because there were non-availability of wheel sets from Indian Railways. As you know, that the wheel sets come from Indian Railways, from Rail Wheel Factory, and those are used for the freight cars. So there was a shortage of supply during the quarter, and that pulled us down. But we tried to make it up as much as possible by doubling up our production in the later part of the quarter. This also reflects on our strategic flexibility in managing our production issues. On the strategic front, I have to announce and I have to keep you informed that we had the approval from the board for merger of Texmaco West Rail Limited with Texmaco Rail and Engineering Limited. For those who are not aware of the Texmaco West, this is the company that has been acquired by us, which had the name of Jindal Rail Infrastructure Limited, and we renamed it as Texmaco West, and we got the approval for merger in the last board meeting on Friday, and we expect this is going to take about 6 to 8 months for the exercise to get over. Additionally, as part of our business organization, we also decided to transfer the infra, rail and green energy, which is our EPC group primarily, as an ongoing business on a slump exchange basis into a 100% subsidiary of Texmaco Rail. It is expected that the transfer should be completed within 12 to 15 months' time because it has to go through many regulatory processes. These steps align with our long-term vision to enhance operational efficiency and streamline our business structure. Besides these two very important factors, there are many more advantages which these companies can get in future in development of business. Our financial strength has also been recognized. I'm happy to inform that our long-term bank facilities have been upgraded to KRA, which is a notch improvement, one grade improvement, while the short-term bank facilities now hold a KRA 1 rating. This reflects our stable financial performance and strong fundamentals. Looking ahead, we remain focused on driving operational efficiencies, enhancing capacity utilization, and strengthening our presence in the market. With a healthy order book and strategic initiatives in place, we are confident about our growth prospects in the coming quarters. I wish to thank you for your patient hearing and once again apologize for the disconnection in between. We would be very happy to answer queries which you may have in this connection.
Thank you. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question comes from the line of CA Garvit Goyal with Invest Analytics Advisory LLP. Please go ahead.
Hi. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Hello.
Good morning. You are audible.
Good morning, sir. So my first question is on the freight wagon side. If I look at your standalone numbers, these numbers are falling. And at the same time, if we look at the recent budget, sorry, I missed the opening remarks, so I don't know whether you have commented on that. So in the recent budget, there is no increase in the railing stock budget amount. So can you please put some color, like is it like the TAM is not growing for us in the freight wagon side?
Hi, good morning. This is Sudipta Mukherjee. To answer you, I have 2-3 things to say. As you have very rightly mentioned that, you have pointed out that it has not increased. So far the numbers, we know, many things are yet to come out in the domain. There is in the budgetary allocation perhaps is a around 7.5% approx increase on the overall outlay of the budget. It is around 2.96 what we heard. But As a rolling stock manufacturer and being in our domain, if you are talking specific to the wagon, so if you see that the momentum started on a long-term mission and it has to span up to 2030 for the first milestone to achieve, where the railway share in the logistic has to go around 47% plus, which was 26%. So from 23-24, or if we continuously see, the allocation of on rolling stock remained in and around 40,000 crore to 45,000 plus crore. So the heartening fact to us, being part of the ecosystem and one of the major stakeholder or a leading stakeholder, is there is no cut in that budget, and it is still in and around 46,000 crore. So far the railway estimation goes, and as per information available to us. So it is not necessary, I mean, let us be practical, it is not necessary to increase the budget allocation every time. We have to see that what was part of a long-term plan, whether that talk has been worked in or worked up to or not. So it is consistently being worked up to and no disruption being created. So what is the point of our scale? So we took it as a very positive step, because there has to be a theme always. And in the whole growth plan, one engine cannot move. It has to be a holistic approach to the government. To the government plan, whatever we have for 2047 or Dikshit Bharat or whatever. So if the country goes and the GDP has to grow, it has to have a holistic approach. And our part of the share are completely intact, and that's why we are feeling very secured, and we are at our momentum into the plan of the growth of the company and contribute to the development, whatever government looks forward to.
Understood, sir. Secondly, on the order inflow side, so do you expect order inflow in the near term, particularly from the freight wagon side, from IS?
I would like to point out to you, sir, that whatever was the based out of the plan per annum procurement, government further went out to give some came up with various small orders which were significant in nature, anywhere near to 10,000 to 12,000, in between also. Because if you see in 22-23, order was issued for 3 years, which are going to expire in 25-26. Now the major order has to come. In spite of that, in between, there is a fillip government wanted to give in the rail infrastructure. So for infrastructure, the government thought of putting up new lines, doubling of the lines, or whatever work, For that matter, some special purpose wagons were also tendered, and your company got a fair share of it. And we feel that this same momentum will continue. And there are certain sectors, of course, you have also gone through the budget very carefully. Like when we are talking about coal, we are talking about mining, and give a boost to these industries. And for carrying those augmented material, you need specific solutions for rail freight rolling stock. And we feel that there will be a huge opportunity for us, in addition to the government procurement, in these sectors to supply wagons in the coming days.
Understood, sir. That is to my side, sir. I do invite you.
Thank you. Our next question comes on the line of Chintan Patel with Abans Investment Managers. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for the opportunity. Sir, can you give us a number of Jindal revenues for the quarter and number of wagons produced by the Jindal Rail?
So Mr. Patel, I will answer to that. So for the quarter ended, Jindal has done around 526 wagons and a turnover of 265 crores. They have reported a PBT of 35.72 crores. For the 9 months ended, they had done 1,417 wagons, a turnover of 692 crores and a PBT of 98.45 crores.
Okay, got it. And sir, what is our steel foundry captive consumption, as we have around 45,000 ton of capacity?
So right now we have a capacity of 48,000 metric tons, and around 90% of the capacity is being used captively by our heavy engineering and Texmaco West.
Okay. And when can we see the Odisha's steel foundry expansion will come on the board?
So the work is on in full swing, and by middle of next year will be operational. We are trying to improve it further with the combined capacity. Texmaco will be having around 80,000 metric tons in capability.
Sorry for interrupting.
In the world.
Your voice is breaking. The management voice is breaking.
Yeah. So I said that presently, as Hemant has mentioned, that we were doing around 48,000. So from the present capacity and combining the new facility coming up, our total capacity would be 80,000 metric tons finished casting. And many of those will be beyond the domestic requirement, and it is targeted to certain specific markets, including overseas. And we are going to have the highest capacity in the country in our segment, and perhaps is the highest in the world.
Okay. And sir, regarding this, our slump exchange towards the BEL, so what is your plan once it will completed fully? So whether we are looking for the monetized EPC business, or we are continue with the operations?
Yeah, I couldn't hear the question. What is the question?
Could you please repeat the question, please? In between, we couldn't hear you.
Yeah, sure, sir. So, sir, regarding that, our infrared and green energy slump exchange to transfer in the BEL, our subsidiary. So, this will complete in the 12 to 18 months. So, what is your plan with this business? Whether we are looking for the monetize of this business, or we are continue to do business, we are continue to operate this business?
No, we want to continue with this business. We see tremendous future for the EPC business related to Indian Railway. I think you all have read the budget speeches also, where you find that a lot of focus has been given to the activities like laying of tracks and signaling and Kavach. And in all these areas, we have our unique credentials. One or two areas maybe we are yet to acquire, but we are in a very advanced stage of acquiring it. So, answering your question, we want to focus on this business, and we want to profitably grow and show exactly what we had done for our freight cars of rapidly growing and becoming a prominent player. We also would like to do the same thing in the EPC business with a very strong management that we have.
Okay. Thank you, sir. That's all from my side.
Thank you. Next question comes from the line of Jainam Jain with ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Sir, my first question is the shortage of the wheel supply expected to be a problem for the remaining year as well? And is there any way we can hedge or circumvent this huge risk?
What has happened, of course, that crisis was there, but Railway has taken a pragmatic decision along with discussion with the industry that they have allowed us to use the imported wheel set. Yeah, so I was answering to the question of the wheel set problem. So I would like to point out to you, it is so far so long it's resolved in the sense that for private wagons manufacturing we used to import wheels, and railway has given us permission to use those imported wheels into turning out of railway wagons with a replenishment basis up to April, and railway expects that by April their supply will be would be all right.
Okay. So, sir, is there any limit to what to the percentage of consumption of the wheelchairs which can be imported?
There was a time when there was a restriction. Now they have opened it up to April 2026.
Okay, sir. And where are we importing from, and how does it affect the cost?
So we import there are approved sources from railways. It is mostly from China, and for the freight wagons, if you see, and there was a time things used to come from Ukraine, but it is no more. So mostly it is from China as on date.
Okay, sir. And sir, my second question is regarding the interest. Sir, the interest this quarter was much lower than the Q2, and my question is that we have seen fluctuating interest levels this year. So what is the reason for that, and what can we expect for the next year?
Hemant, would you like to address this?
So the finance cost, if you see, the last quarter we report 32 crores, and this year also we reported 32.93, which is almost the same. So we do not see any major variance in terms of finance cost. However, in terms of interest, last quarter you see it was 18.48 crores as against this year 21.2. The prime reason for this was that there were certain we did acquisition of Jindal Rail in the month of September. So we had a buffer. We had that buffer because of which the CC limits to some extent were lying unutilized in Q2. So that is the reason you see that the finance cost has marginally gone up in quarter 3.
To answer the second part of the question, that what is the plan for the future? So along with the efficiency of the operations, we have definitely clear focus on improvement on all those parameters, including cost and cost of various components of the business. And we are hopeful that there will be good improvements in and around that.
Okay, sir. That answers my question. Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question comes from the line of Rajesh Bhandari with Nakoda Engineers. Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. Congratulations for the good numbers. सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है, ये जो डबल डेक वैगन्स जो हैं सर, आर वी इनटू डबल डेक वैगन्स ऑल्सो?
सर आपका कंपनी सबसे ज्यादा डबल डेक वैगन में है, एंड आपको मैं ये बता दूं कि जो डबल डेक वैगन्स है उसको जो पुराना जनरेशन है वो तो हमने बनाया ही है। नया जनरेशन 3 टाइप आए हुए हैं, उसको एक्ट 1, एक्ट 2, एक्ट 3 बोला जाता है। तो एक्ट 1 का भी सबसे ज्यादा वैगन का ऑर्डर हमारे पास ही है सर, एंड हम अभी उसको डिलीवरी भी कर रहे हैं ऑन ए कंटिन्यूअस बेसिस। एक्ट 2 सर फर्स्ट टाइम हम ही डेवलप करने जा रहे हैं हम लोग भी, एंड एक्ट 3 भी हमारा ही डिजाइन है। एंड उसमें क्या है कि आपको डबल डेक में क्या होता है, पहले तो सिर्फ छोटा गाड़ी सीडान ये सब जाता था, देन अभी एसयूवी का डिमांड कंट्री में ज्यादा है तो ये सब नए डिजाइन हम लोगों को लाना पड़ा। तो इसमें एसयूवी दोनों में जा सकते हैं। एंड एक्ट 3 में सबसे ब्यूटीफुल चीज ये है, देखिए कि उसमें ट्रैक्टर एसयूवी ये सब भी जा सकते हैं। ठीक है, तो अभी जब एग्रीकल्चरल फील्ड में बूस्ट होगा, एंड थिंक अबाउट द सिचुएशन व्हेन वी आर also having a double deck wagon which is also moving tractors and taking from one corner to the other part of the country. So and ये सारे तीनों चीजें आपके कंपनी बखूबी बना रही है, एंड हम लोग इनका डिजाइन पार्टनर्स भी है।
जी जी, बहुत बढ़िया सर। और ये इसमें क्लोज्ड टाइप भी है सर या ओपन टाइप ही है?
ये क्लोज है सर। अभी क्या है कि हम लोग अपने देश में कार को बहुत ही नाजुकी से मेंटेन करते हैं ना।
जी जी।
कोई सेफ नहीं फील करता है, कोई स्टोन पेंटिंग कर देंगे, ये कर देंगे।
जी।
सो डिजाइन हैज सर्टेन लाइटनेस, उसमें डिजाइन एक्सेलेंस आता है, कुछ अपने वेंटिलेशन बहुत है, परफोरेशन है, बट कॉम्प्लीट ओपन नहीं है।
ये तो हो गया सर बेसिकली व्हीकल के लिए। यानी पेरिशेबल के लिए कुछ डबल डेक वैगन?
पेरिशेबल के लिए डबल डेक चाहिए कि नहीं वो सोचने का है। पेरिशेबल के लिए क्या होता है कि आपको कभी कभी रेफ्रिजरेटेड चाहिए होता है, राइट? तो हमारे कंपनी पहली बार आपको पता होगा कि हमने मिल्क के लिए बनाए थे। अमूल या अमूल गेव अस द ऑर्डर एंड मिल्क टैंक रेफ्रिजरेशन हम लोग किए हैं। तो वी आर होपफुल कि ये सब चीजें, स्पेशलाइज चीजें बढ़ेंगे आने वाले दिन में। एंड आपको ये भी जान के खुशी होगी कि हम लोग का पूरा डिजाइन जो है वो एक ग्लोबल कैपेबिलिटी सेंटर में सेंट्रलाइज्ड हो रहे हैं। एंड माने वी विल बी वन ऑफ दी मोस्ट लीडिंग डिजाइन हब इन दिस कॉन्सेप्ट जो आप बोल रहे हो।
जी सर। अब नेक्स्ट 3 साल में सर अपना टर्नओवर का क्या एक अप्रोक्सीमेट आइडिया रहेगा?
सर फ्यूचर तो ऐसे हम बोल नहीं सकते।
एक्सपेक्टेड
नहीं बोल सकते सर, फिगर कोट नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि यू आर सच एन इन्फॉर्म्ड शेयर होल्डर, यू नो आवर बाइंडिंग्स। बट आपको ये बोल सकते हैं कि हम लोग टुगेदर वी विल ग्रो वेरी गुड। दैट्स व्हाट वी एक्सपेक्ट एंड वी आर वर्किंग गुड।
जी। और ये वंदे भारत, नमो भारत, अपना इसमें अमृत भारत मेट्रो, इसमें कोई प्लान है सर अपना?
प्लान तो है ऑलरेडी। आप जानते हैं कि हम लोग एक इंटीरियर कंपनी लिए थे। आपको जान के खुशी होगी कि हम लोग वंदे भारत स्लीपर का इंटीरियर का ऑर्डर भी हम लोगों को मिलना चालू हो गया है।
जी।
एंड हम लोग वेरी सून सप्लाई करने वाले हैं। सम पार्ट्स वी आर ऑलरेडी सप्लाइंग। ठीक है।
बट अपन कोच पूरा नहीं बना रहे हैं।
नहीं, हम आ रहे हैं उसमें पूरा आंसर, उस डायरेक्शन में हम लोग काम चालू किए हैं। बट
दिस इज द ऑपरेटर।
पूरा नहीं बना रहे हैं हम लोग, अभी कंपोनेंट लेवल में है।
Sorry for interrupting. Management, your line is breaking. Can you just come a little closer to the mic? Yes, and please go ahead.
I think, yeah, now is clear?
हाँ सर सुनाई दे रहा। हाँ,
आपको सुनाई दिया ना सर?
हाँ, इसमें एक तो इंटरनल्स में है सर, दूसरा मैं पूछ रहा था कि इसके जो कोचेज हैं,
हाँ,
वो कोचेज में भी आर वी इनटू कोचेज एंड मेट्रो ट्रेन्स ऑल्सो?
सर हम लोग अभी नहीं बना रहे हैं। हम लोगों को राइट अपॉर्चुनिटी का वेट कर रहे हैं। जब ऐसा मौका आएगा जरूर बनाएंगे।
अच्छा, जी सर।
वी आर ओपन। हम लोग ओपन है सर, कंपनी का वैल्यू इंप्रूव करने के लिए। आप आई मीन टू मूव टूवर्ड व्हाट हम लोग जो भी करेंगे, हम लोग सोचते हैं कि एफिशिएंटली करें, प्रॉफिटेबल करें। तो जरूर सोच में है सर।
Thank you. Mr. Bandari, please rejoin the queue for more questions. Next question comes from the line of Deepak Poddar with Sapphire Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, am I audible, sir? Hello?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for the opportunity. So just a few things wanted to understand.
Could you please speak a bit louder, Mr. Poddar?
Yeah. It's better now?
Yeah, much better, sir.
Okay.
Tell me.
So first thing, just wanted to understand, we have an order book of 7,600 crores odd. So how many wagons that equates to?
It's not about all wagons. If you see that we have around 11,000 plus wagon orders, and we have also 11,500 odd order for wagon orders. So that accumulates to this thing. And there are our electrical division, we have more than 2,000 crore order. So we have other businesses. If you see, that also has cumulative around 400-500 crore orders.
Understood. So in terms of wagons, it's 11,500 and plus
11,500 is the vehicle number as on date.
Okay, great. And sir, you mentioned that the wheel set problem is resolved as of now. So can you throw some light, I mean, what sort of volume improvement one can see? Because we saw a dip in this quarter on a quarter basis. So some volume indication or understanding in fourth quarter, what we are targeting and for FY 26 would be very helpful.
Mr. Poddar, I cannot comment on a futuristic numbers or a statement, but I can only stand by to the plan which company shared already with the investors earlier, and we have given a guideline that time. So, and we are very much confident to be maintaining and working to improve upon. That's what I can say.
So, sir, can you just please reiterate the guideline? I mean, what sort of guideline we have given?
You cannot do that. You can find it in with our partner. I mean, ISEC can guide you on that.
Okay, fair enough. That's very helpful, sir. I think that's it from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for your understanding.
Thank you. Next question comes from the line of Akash with Dalal and Broacha. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. So my first question would be on the other expense. Why do we see such a spike in the other expense this quarter on a sequential basis?
Answer bol diye to bol. Yeah.
Hi, Akash. So yes, there has been a hike in other expense. There has been certain initiative taken by management for the future growth and the prospect of the company, with the results of which you will see in the coming quarters, because of which the expense you see has gone up from 27 crores to around 35.98 crores.
Also, I mean, holistically, I just wanted to understand what sort of an EBITDA margin should we take for modeling purpose going forward as well. Will our this quarter's margins in the true 10.5 would be the range we'll be working at?
So, Akash, on the EBITDA side, we have what numbers we have reported. We won't be able to comment on the forward-looking statement, but yes, certainly we can tell you that from here onwards there would be growth, which you will be seeing in coming quarters too.
This is our endeavor to keep on growing.
And this is the endeavor of the company, that we keep on growing, and you would see a continuous improvement from here on.
Understood, sir. And sir, just one question on the wagon production side. So, I mean, do you expect that in FY 26 we'll be able to produce more wagons than what we have been doing in FY 25?
We are, I think, if you analyze the numbers and in the trajectory, then you can, the answer you will get immediately. Of course, it is on an improvement this thing. And that is the expectation and that's the endeavor.
Understood. Okay. Just want to understand the margin of improvement. Would it be double digit, or how much growth we can see in FY 26? Like, just a estimate.
You go by the guidance, I would suggest again, Akashji. Okay. So these numbers are never being discussed in such a manner. So we are showing growth, or you can see the results whatever we are putting in, and we can only say that your management is working relentlessly to improve upon all the fundamentals.
Yeah, it has shown historical growth and we will continue to do that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question comes from the line of Deepak Sharma, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
From where?
Individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity, sir, and congratulations on the good numbers. My just one question is, in the previous calls you have given the guidance of 12 to 13% margin in the 1.5 year. So it's already 2 quarters are passed. So you are expecting that in FY 26 we can achieve 12 to 13% extra margin?
So, Deepak, just 2 points over here. We do not foresee that we had given any forward-looking statement of 12 to 13%. However, answer to your question, the numbers which you are seeing over here is a consolidated number of Infra Green Energy, Bright Power and Freight Car division. So if you see only the results of Freight Car division, we have an EBITDA of 11.85, that is almost 12% over here.
Okay. And one question from the budget side. In budget, the Indian government has given a flattish type of allocation to railways. So, do you think that you will get enough orders in FY26 because the budget numbers are flat?
So, Deepak, some technical glitch, we do not know how. Apologies for that. You may please continue with your question.
Yeah, the question is, suppose you are doing 10 rupees of revenue in H1, and consistently in the past calls you are saying that H2 will be much better than the H1. That means we can expect the quarter 4 number will be at least at par or the better than the Q3.
That's the endeavor.
Sorry?
I said that's the endeavor. We have been doing it from the, you can see that we are always trying to improve upon the past. So that's the endeavor of the management to do better.
Okay, my last question.
Negative impact. We do not foresee negative impacts for the coming quarter. So hopefully.
Okay. My last question is, what are the opportunities and threat you are looking for the FY26 from the railway perspective?
Opportunities, I mentioned, Deepakji, that we feel that there will be, along with the railway will continue to have their procurement plan, whatever they have done for a longer term. And we feel that in the coming year, they may come up with larger, with a large number tender again. And, that is the expectation, but because as per plan, so far, last 3-4 years, things are moving. So it is due, so naturally it has to come. We also feel that the private sector investment will grow in the infrastructure, various things like minerals, coal, iron ore, and this food grain, and container movement, perishable, auto. So these things will get a very good momentum in the coming year. So these are the opportunities. Trade, of course, perhaps is a kind of a unknown thing, that what would be the global dynamics in terms of the geopolitical situation, we do not know. But India, I think, is on a right trajectory. And of course, we are bullish about it. And your company has a kind of a risk mitigation, while we are into almost all continents, where we are steadily increasing our supply and customer base. That also comes as an opportunity and also comes as a risk mitigation. And third point of risk mitigation I would like to say is that the movement in the rail infra and the electrification sector, our order book is very steadily growing, because we are consciously moving into that. The profitability is very good in that also. And we really want to harness that and make a complete bouquet of very good performing verticals within the company.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question comes from the line of Abhijit Singh with ICICI Securities.
So my first question is on the flat number of wagons in the budget for FY26. So, and the reduction of the number of wagons for FY22, the revised estimate versus the budget estimate. So in the light of these, changes that have happened in the budget, how do we look at the mindset of the Indian Railways and the government? Like going forward, the initial plan to shift a majority share of the freight loading to railways from road, is there a delay or is there a change in mindset at the government level that we see right now, and that could hamper the order inflows going forward for us? That's my first question.
Yeah, I said that I couldn't understand the first part of the statement made, which was included in the question, that it was perhaps mentioned that some allocation has gone down in freight wagon. Could you please repeat that part, because I am not privy to any such information, so I want to know from you first.
Yes, sir, I'm saying that for FY26 budget estimates, the wagon number has remained flat at about 38,000. That is the budgeted number. So in that context, do we see a risk to our order inflow going forward? Or is there a structural change in mindset by the Indian Railways as to the initial plan of shifting the freight loading from railways to roads? So is there a change in mindset that you see happening here, and is there...
We do not see any such shift in the mindset at all, because it is not sustainable. In railway, we have to move more and more for better connectivity, lesser number of logistic cost, and for carbon emission targets and everything for the global requirement. And we don't find any shift at all. And if you see, I think if my data is correct, rail freight is one of the major income of the government and Indian Railway, which is on a steady growth trajectory. Last financial year also, I think it was around 1.88 lakh crore earning, which is also a significant growth. So I feel it has to continue, and whatever figure you have said, 38,000 or whatever, actually, if we calculate the National Rail Plan, so it comes around 38 to 40,000 per annum only. And with the boost of the private investment, so which is a very, very healthy and on track, very good thing for us.
Right, sir, right. Sir, and second question would be on the exports. Sir, right now, with the change in the US administration and the policies that we have seen of late, sir, what is the kind of risk that we anticipate to our business of, particularly of, casting that we export generally?
So, see, we do not know what tariff regime and all of these have to come. But we know that US Railroad is overdue for renewals. And we expect a huge momentum and the investment has to happen for that country to be better off. And they do not have enough resources or sources to have these things procured. And considering the relationship and the trend we see in the geopolitical issues, I do not want to name any other country. We are very, well poised, and that's why we are gearing up for better numbers to give it to them. And one of the major reason also in our belief, one is the demand in the market. To answer you straight, we feel it will be fair for India, and it will grow. And so far, coming back to us in our capability question, we are efficient, we are cost effective globally. So, and quality standard wise also we are competing with everybody. So we don't find much threat in and around it.
Are we also looking at opportunities that we might be able to capture once, if there are tariffs applied to some other countries, let's say, which are doing business with them already. So let's say some other product line or something that we could capture in this event. So are we looking at...
Yeah, it's a very good point you have mentioned. It's all about the transportation cost and the tariffs. And your company is absolutely flexible, and we are known for our good relations with various global partners across the world. And I would also like to give you a hint on certain important criteria in terms of our selling of castings. That we have our presence in Australia, and that pie is also going up. And in the mining sector, other than railway, we have forayed into, and we feel that it's a significant growth engine, domestic as well as export.
Right, sir. So thanks a lot for answering the questions. I'll join back in queue.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question comes from the line of Bala Subramanian with Arihant Capital. Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for taking my questions. Sir, out of these 11,500 vehicles, how much comes from private vehicles?
So, the total number of private vehicles is 2679.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Your audio is not clear, sir.
So, am I audible now?
Yes, sir. This is better.
Yes.
So, the total number of private wagons in 9 months is 2679 numbers.
नहीं 11,000 में कितना building है?
Order book.
So it is private is 25% approximately, and railway is 75% as on date.
Okay, sir. So currently we are importing wheel sets from China. So what will be the price difference between Indian wheel sets and Chinese wheel sets?
It is a varying cost and it is almost competitive.
So what's the current price for wheel sets we are importing? How much are realization?
It is apple to apple. There are various types of wheels. Apple to apple, it is almost same.
Okay, sir. Is there any price range, sir, like importing the wheel sets prices currently? Earlier it would be anywhere between 2.3 to 2.7 lakh per wheel set. Is there any changes right now?
I have not got your question.
So earlier the wheel set prices were anywhere between 2.3 lakh to 2.7 lakh per set. Is that in the same range or is there any price increase happened?
So I think it has come down because the supply is more than the demand in the market presently.
Okay, sir. Okay, got it.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of our question and answer session. I would now like to hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
Thank you very much, and I like to we like to thank all the investors or all those who were interested in knowing about our company. I could only say that we are not going to disappoint you. Our team is working as our Managing Director Sudipto Mukherjee has mentioned, relentlessly to improve the performance. And you must be also watching it and seeing it from distance, from the numbers. They are showing an upward trend in all the numbers. If you look at the problem that there's only one problem that we had is that we had a flat numbers between Q2 and Q3, and that was because of a absolutely difficult situation that we passed through, which was not within our control. This is which we discussed a lot in the conversations, that it was due to unavailability of some very key components for making the freight cars. So you would see us growing, you would see us getting the best of the opportunity. You would also see that our acquisition is very strategic. We are developing and moving into better designs of wagons. We also are looking into the private segments, which also you will see there is an phenomenal change has taken place. We used to be 10% of our order on private, which has gone up to 25%, and there is a number that it's not that we're going to do all private wagons, but I think we have almost come to an optimum number that that is the best, because there are many other advantages also of doing the railway wagons. So the railway, we are very interested in doing railway wagons. It's not that we would like to do only private. I think we have come to a very healthy mix. You also will see us growing in the other areas. That's the reason we have decided to demerge the EPC business, which is the infra, rail energy and rail green energy business. And you would see also some our foray into the very careful step into the passenger mobility. As you have seen, strategically we are moving through component supplies, like the acquisition we have made to buy an European company called Syra, where we make the interior. So it's a very careful step we are trading through. We don't want to take too much risk, so that we are in a position when we can keep on delivering without blips. So with these few words, I would like to once again thank all of you to be with us, and we all need your good wishes for us to succeed. Thank you very much.
Thank you. On behalf of ICICI Securities, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.